This is Michele Guaitoli from Temperance, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious Radio.
Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. I am Bruce.
Hey. I'm Chris.
I thought you were going to leave that out because I left it out, but that's pretty good. You threw it right back in there.
I had to.
Yeah,
so for those of you that don't know, the last interview we were supposed to get ditched us because, well, I don't know why.
They had more important things to do.
More important things than being on this show? I don't think so.
I can't imagine what is more important than being on this show.
But Bruce imitated Bill Cosby's Fat Albert thing in the last one, which we can't air. And I was like, whoa. That's a Bill Cosby joke. And he was just like, yeah, whatever. So I decided that we're going to bring that back.
That's beautiful. Things never die on this show.
No, they don't. No.
So today we've got Temperance. They're an Italian, I guess you'd say power metal, right?
I call it power metal. Absolutely.
I mean, it's. I've been listening to it a lot this morning. I know since we talked earlier. And we're speaking with Michele, who's vocalist and piano player. And boy, they are super produced, super big, I guess. Big production.
Absolutely. And it's so well done. The recording and the mix are so clean. Like, as you would expect in power metal. But this one, the recording is really, really clean and really well done.
Well, cool. If you want to pause there, we'll go ahead and get Michele on the line and see what she's got to tell us today.
Let's do it.
Let's see if we can get her. Skype. Got it queued up. We've been getting a lot of Italian people lately.
Yeah. It looks like they just signed a Napalm as well, just a little while ago.
And the record comes out soon now.
Oh, the record was recorded, mixed and mastered by Jacob Hansen, who did Volbeat, Epica, and Amaranth. So that explains.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm great. I'm Bruce. Meet my partner, Chris.
I'm Chris.
Oh, pleased to meet you. Hi, Chris. Hey, Bruce. Pleased to meet you.
How are you doing?
Fine. We are actually driving to Milan because we have a show tomorrow with Temperance, so we are on the road.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. How far of a drive is that?
It's 4 hours, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's long. Quite long.
You've never toured Canada, have you?
Not yet, man. Not yet, but we will.
You think 4 hours is a long drive? Wait till you get there. You're looking at like 8 to 10 hours between venues.
That's why we have tour buses, isn't it?
Yes. Let somebody else do the driving while you do the sleeping. That's for sure.
Yeah,
and then I perform while they sleep, so it's fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Especially because usually they get paid, we don't. So
That's true. They're guaranteed their salary.
Exactly.
And they don't have to sell any merch.
Of course they don't. I mean, maybe some big company do have some merch. Actually, I've got some from Bang the Street or something like this. So, well.
Right. Well, cool.
So
if you don't mind, we could just jump right in. Your new record, Viridian, is due out, in like 2 days, right?
it's exactly. We are playing on Friday, and we have the release date of the new album on Friday. So it's a lucky coincidence for us.
That's got to be pretty exciting, right? Sitting here on the eve of the release.
It is. I mean, we are super hyped. Also because we put a lot of efforts in this record. So there's a lot of looking forward to it.
It seems like you guys just signed with Napalm Records, right?
We did. I mean, it's not anymore just because it's 1 year now. This record has taken.
Is this your first record? This is your first record with Napalm, though?
Correct. The first for Temperance.
Yeah.
I mean, we signed in September 2019, so it's quite a lot of months now. But we had to schedule everything according to their program, so it's normal. But we have the album ready since January, actually. It's a huge release for us.
Nice. Wow. So I noticed that you guys, I'm looking at your biography here, and you work with Jacob Hansen, who's done Volbeat and Epica and Amaranth. What was it like working with someone that's so experienced like that?
Well, he really can put things where they are meant to be. He really knows his job, and it's both inspiring and also a great way to learn. Because even just being in touch with him, just being in his studio and see him working, it's an amazing experience. You can learn a lot just to looking at him. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but yeah, you can clearly see that he's a hugely talented man and also a great engineer.
Amazing. So did you guys record this all in like a big studio, or did you cut drums in a studio and then move to a smaller studio? What was that process?
So it's tricky, man, because the drums were recorded at Jacob Benson too. He mixed the album, mastered the album, and recorded the drums.
Yeah.
But for everything else, we've been recording in different studios. Just because I don't know if you know that, but we live quite far one from each other. Alfonso, the drummer, is from Naples. I am from Udine, that is in the northeast, together with Alessia. Marco lives nearby Milano, and Luca lives nearby Turin. So what we wanted to do is to don't be too stressed with traveling and everything, and record into studios where we know we could have been relaxed and where we could have been giving our best. So Marco recorded the guitars at Federico Marocci Studios in Milano. Luca recorded in Turin. I did record in my home studio. That is actually also not only a home studio; it's a regular studio in Udine. And then we took some time to record the strings and the flutes and everything else in different studios, trying to put everyone in his comfort or her comfort. For example, the harp is played by a girl, Sarah Bressan. Flutes are played by another girl, that is Sarah Baus. So we really put some effort into this scheduling for recording all the instruments, but it turned out to be a great job. And after all, Jacob Benson collected everything from the different studios and mixed the album. So it's
That's amazing. And you know what I love about what you just said is that you guys actually went to the trouble to record live flutes and harps and strings.
Correct. We will try to do it more and more as more as the albums will come out from Temperance discography, because we just want to keep everything organic. There's nothing that sounds as good as a real violin. There's nothing that sounds as good as a real piano or a real Hammond. We don't hate digital, because it's digital stuff is really useful. It's quick. It's easy to handle. But the organic sound, the real sound of stuff, or real instruments, is just unbelievably perfect. So even the imperfections of the real playing of real instrument is amazing. So we need it for our productions.
I just find it fascinating. So many musicians are incorporating these elements into their music, but they're using like Contact or some other sample-based plugin to do those things, but you guys actually went to the trouble of using actual players, and I just got to give you a thumbs up for that. I think it shows on the production too.
Oh yeah,
I do believe that. I mean, you can feel it, you can sense it. You can sense it in the sounds, and you can sense it in the vibes, especially. I mean, if you, it's not even comparable. When you try to compare fake strings or digital strings with a real string, there's just no discussion.
I agree. I've recorded a ton of string sections in my life, and I worked with a high-end composer for film, and he would always map out the strings. And when I first started working with him, I'm like, well, those sound fine. Why are we recording strings? And then we would do the string session, and then he would look at me and be like, "What do you think now?"
Yeah. Of course, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There are some imperfections, some wrong things in the organic sounds that make the songs alive, and this cannot be replaced in any way on digital stuff.
Yeah, even like a tempo thing. I mean, sometimes it's going to sway a little bit if you do it live, and it's not quantized so tight.
Correctly. That's absolutely correct. Even the drums, we decided not to quantize them in this record.
Wow.
Also because, but we are musicians. We are meant to be paid, or it's our job. You know what I mean? So if we are not able to do and perform what we want to play, it would be embarrassing from our point of view. I'm not criticizing anyone, but it's just our way to work. We want things to be as they are because we do believe that this is the way that music is meant to be played. I mean, we are not the only one. Just to give you a big name, there is Corey Taylor from Slipknot. He does the same both with Stone Sours and with Slipknot. They don't quantize, they don't tune vocals, and you can clearly hear that in the records, and it's just amazing from my perspective, at least.
And I think along the way that when you play it live too, the fans are going to actually hear something closer to the record than something you can't reproduce. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, you have no surprises. At least that's what you mean. Sometimes it's disappointing, again, without pointing at anyone, but sometimes it's just disappointing to see that the live show is just not comparable to the record. And when we play and we are actually able to play what you perform in your record, it's just better, fascinating, and magic. And that's what music is meant to be.
Right.
You know what I like about this conversation right now is that you just said your whole band lives so far apart. So obviously when you guys are writing, you're probably writing using the digital platform. Like, here's an idea, send it here, send it there. Everyone kind of puts it together. Is that a fair assumption?
No, that's not true.
Well, then you can call me wrong anytime you want.
I always do.
Sorry. Sorry to blame you, but at first we have to say that Marco is the main composer of the band, and I am the second composer. It's just me and Marco who are writing the instrumental parts, at least. Regarding the lyrics, Alessia jumped in since Of Jupiter and Moon, and also Alfonso did write the lyrics for one song. Luca did write the lyrics for a song that actually was excluded from this album, but maybe we will reuse it in the future. But regarding the instrumental versions, what happens is that Marco or we do record our stuff on the guitar or on the piano. And then this is the second record that we do together. And it's the second time that we take some time together, like, let's call it a holiday, even if it's not exactly a holiday. For Viridian, we went for 1 week in the mountains with no cities in the surroundings, in a wooden house in the mountains during January. And we stayed there 1 week to arrange the songs and write stuff. So everything was organic too during this process. For example, the strings that you hear, the string patterns are played on Marco's guitar at the very beginning. So it's Marco with his riffing that is doing like, and then when we go to the recording process, we tell the string player, okay, this is your part. If you want to understand what he has to do.
Oh, that's cool. So you give the string players charts based off the guitar.
Correctly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
Wow, it takes a lot of talent and a lot of work to pull that off. And I think it shows.
Yeah, and I mean, we're always working with friends. We never ask, hired musician to perform. We know every single musician who performed in this record very well. So it's people we rely on and we perfectly know. So it's not like giving, the part to something unknown that is just paid to perform on the record. We pick people that we know have passion in what they're doing.
Oh, amazing! Right. It's also.
I'm not saying that the hired people has no passion.
Oh, sure. But when it's your thing, you've got a little more connection to it.
Correct. Exactly.
So you mentioned that you had at least that one extra song that didn't make it on a record. When you're writing a record, do you have like a lot of songs that have to go through? Which ones will finally make it, or do you just write enough for the album?
No, this time we had 18 songs, so it's more than what we had. But we used to work on everything that we have when it comes to the composing process. We believe, maybe it's a weird belief, but we do believe that every song has its own time. There are some songs that we had in like an exceeding songs of Jupiter and Moons that we won't use anymore for anything else because they are gone now. Their time is gone. And the same happened with Viridian. We had 18 songs. We need to keep only 10, 11 for the records, considering that the gospel is considerable full song. The other 7 songs will probably never reach a real record, except for 2 that we kept as bonus tracks for Japan. But every song has its own moment. When the moment is gone, the song is gone. And sorry for for it, but it's just gone.
No, I understand. Sometimes you're writing and you're in that moment, and then when you're finished a batch of songs, you realize, well, I really liked it in the moment, but maybe it's not right now.
Exactly. Correct. I agree 100%.
Nice. So when you're writing, or let me rephrase that, is there a message or a theme that you want your fans to take away from after listening to a Temperance record?
Well, there are many messages, to be honest. In general, what we really want people to feel is a positive vibe. Despite many metal bands, we don't want to have dark atmospheres or bad environments with let's say bad feelings coming out from or anger or something similar to rage coming out from the record. We want to spread positiveness and try to involve people in finding a way to make their lives better. I think that this is clearly hearable in some songs like Gaia, for example, or Catch the Dream, or Let It Beat. Even Nanook, it's a song that talks about dreams, about flying, about setting your spirit free and trying to enjoy what you have. The title track, Viridian, it has a clear message about enjoying this world, this life, Mother Earth, and the beautiful things that Mother Nature offers us. So there's always something good coming out from our songs. Sometimes it may happen that we ask people to think about what's happening around us. And this is what happens, for example, with Gaia, where we clearly ask people to think about the environment. Or sometimes we just talk about some of our passions, like Mission Impossible, or back in the days, Temperance had a song that is called Mr. White, and they are both fan songs. One is about the movie Mission Impossible, and the other one is about Breaking Bad, the TV series. But these are exceptions. It's not
right.
the main concept that Temperance is going to spread.
Along those same lines, then, do you have stories of fans telling you how they've connected to those, like, really good stories?
Oh, I can think about many people that wrote us saying thanks for the message that they got, or some peculiar thing that helped them during a hard moment in their life. But I believe that this happens thanks to music, not because Temperance is a special band that gives positiveness. There are plenty of bands that actually can help people in hard times of their lives, and music is just a way out for a lot of hard moments in our path.
But still, in the end, it's got to be pretty cool to know that something that you worked on, that's your guts, your insides, you spilled out, is connecting with somebody on a visceral level, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is also inspiring for a musician. I mean, when you know that you can actually do some good things with your job and with what you're doing, it's just amazing. Yeah, we really feel realized when we read stuff like this. But I just wish that all the bands can do this to their fans, because this is what music is about. It's about sharing and giving something better in a life that is not always that good.
Right. Chris?
So this is kind of an off-the-wall question, but from someone in North America.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see on your bio here that you like soccer.
Yes, indeed we do.
But you're in Europe, so why did you call it soccer on your webpage and not football? I know that's a dumb question, but
where the hell did you get that from?
Well, back in the days, I think that we all played computer games, and one of the first soccer games that we've ever played was called Sensible Soccer. It's an old game where the players were like 2 pixels running around a 1 pixel, a white 1 pixel that was a ball, and this is where we learned to use the word soccer. Then we told ourselves, why why shouldn't we call it soccer since football is actually football? We know what football is even here in Europe, even if this
Right.
can be surprising. So not to make any possible mistake, we just stay stuck with the word soccer.
Okay, I know it's a dumb question, but
I apologize
No
for.
worries.
I
have
apologize
a lot
for
of
my
friends from
knucklehead
Europe,
partner.
and they always say
But
football.
I actually enjoyed it. At least it's not the same. Oh, where does the title Viridian come from, or something like?
So
Standard.
now
It's a
that you
nice question.
say that,
Oh
now
no!
now that you say that, I don't know if you've heard any of our podcasts before, but we've got this little section where we ask completely ridiculous questions.
It's called the Furious Five.
Go for it, please. Yeah,
It's called the Furious Five. They have nothing to do with Temperance or your music or your band. They're just ridiculous questions. If you like the questions, I wrote them. If you don't, Chris wrote them.
Oh, fantastic!
He actually
but I will love them.
he pulls these
I'm
questions.
Sure I will love them.
He pulls these questions from a board game, and he played this game with Trollfest on 70,000 Tons of Metal like 2 weeks ago. And if you haven't heard that episode, you got to go listen to it because it's hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Yeah. Can I have one question too?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
You're gonna get all
awesome.
five here. You're gonna get all five if you're ready,
Yeah, but then he's going to ask us one.
and then you can ask us one. That's never happened before, so that's good. You want to go first?
No. You go for it, please.
All right. So-
let's.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Absolutely. Why not?
I agree, but everybody says no. I 100% agree.
No, it is. I mean, maybe we can talk about a difference. When you completely cut the two slices, it's a sandwich. If you just do the whole to put the Würstel in it, it's not a sandwich. That's my final answer. So I retreat what I just said.
I like what you said. So you're saying if the bun is connected, it's not a sandwich, but if it's two slices,
Exactly.
you are
sandwich is made of
100% on my page. Beautiful.
Who
The sandwich is made of two slices.
this guy obviously has an IQ of about 250. Because that is the best answer I've ever heard to that.
That was
question.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, are we still good? I got four more.
Fantastic. Let me prove that I can go to 90 from, about my IQ.
Is cereal a soup? Why or why not?
That's tough, man. Okay. So it's not, but just because a soup, it's what's the English word for this? Minestrone. I'm Italian. I really don't know.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
This,
Absolutely.
Okay, this is not a soup because there are pieces of vegetables inside it. But if you smash them, then it becomes a soup. So cereals are not a soup when you put them in the milk, but after 10 minutes, they become a soup.
I like you the way you're analyzing everything.
Are you a politician? Because you have an answer for everybody.
Give me more.
All right. What's the creepiest thing you could say to somebody while passing them in the street?
Wow, the creepiest. Well, I could. Oh, fuck! I love your panties. I love your panties.
Nice.
Just because they would start thinking that I have some, I don't know, X-ray view, or that I am, I don't know, really, really weird. So they will keep on thinking about this for the entire day, I guess.
Or, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, or they really don't have pants and just panties on, but this is hard to believe.
My wife hates that word so much, panties. If you say it, she gets just so mad at me. It's not panties.
What's the correct
underwear?
word? Underwear, okay. Well,
no, but
sorry, I'm Italian. I'm
hey,
fucking English.
You just offended Chris's wife.
I grew up with the word panties. I didn't grow up wearing panties, but I grew up with the word panties.
Right.
So,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
My question. Man, you just spoiled my question for you. That was the question. Is it true that Canadian people doesn't wear panties?
No.
This was the question.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, they do wear
No,
panties.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just wondering if this is true.
All right, you ready? I got two more.
Go for it.
If you had fingers as fat as hot dogs, name an activity you might have trouble doing.
Which problem do we have with hot dogs, guys?
Bruce has a little obsession with sausage. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay, I would put them into ketchup and tempt people not to eat my fingers.
Oh, jeez.
And lastly,
Who came out with this question? This is Chris, isn't it?
yeah, that must have been Chris. You're 100% right.
Hey, man. Hey.
All right,
I came into this interview praising the record, loving the production.
Okay.
Now I'm getting slammed.
Last one. How would you
Okay,
describe, if you were colorblind, how would you describe the color yellow?
Sorry, if I am colorblind, don't I just mess up green and red or something like this?
What an answer.
You know what? I can't take it anymore. You're too analytical for me.
Okay, that's a possible answer. That's what my girlfriend always says when we have sex. You're too analytical.
Oh, nice.
Or maybe it was, I don't remember if she includes ethical in the word analytical, but yeah.
Nice. That's even better.
For someone that has English as a second language, you are on top of it.
Thank you.
I hope we weren't too bad.
Thank you.
I hope this wasn't too bad.
No, of course not. Of course, I loved it. But now, I mean, yeah, you have to really answer my question too. Because
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm really curious about it.
Go.
No, that was the question. You know, the one that you spoiled. Is it true that Canadian people doesn't wear underwear?
Yeah, we wear underwear.
The
It's way too cold not to. Are you kidding me?
So you really destroyed one of my beliefs now.
Sometimes Canadian wears two pairs. One which is the regular pair, and one which is long. That goes
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like a ski suit or something like this.
You know what? In Canada last week was the coldest place on earth. It hit minus 40 degrees Celsius or minus 42 degrees Celsius.
Whoa, that's unbelievable.
That's fucking cold.
Minus 42. It's crazy cold. Can you actually go out and ski regularly with these temperatures, or
It doesn't get that cold all the time. It's usually about minus 10 Celsius. Or for our, I live in the States now, and Bruce and I both live in Virginia. So in Fahrenheit, that's about like 15 degrees.
Oh, wow, that's cold.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's cold.
Whoa,
Yeah.
it is. It's true. It's cold.
But
Whoa.
the strange thing is, minus 40 Celsius and minus 40 Fahrenheit are the same temperature.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know, and I never understand why people don't use standards. But as you said before, I'm too analytical for things in general. You know,
Yes.
one of the craziest things for musicians. One of the craziest things for musicians is having this. The top of the microphone stands. You have to have adapters to put sometimes the clutch to hold the microphones.
Yeah.
Because there are two different things, two different screws.
Oh, I hate those.
Where you do have to screw things. And my question has always been why? Why do you have to do different stuff for that kind of things? You know, because when you don't have the adapter, why? Just why? It should be universal. You know.
I agree. I like the big screw. I don't like the little screw.
Chris likes the big ones.
Exactly. Everyone loves the big things.
Yep. Chris loves the big things. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you taking the time.
You're welcome. It was really, really funny. Thanks for this amazing interview.
Okay,
You got it, man.
But before we go, we haven't covered the most important thing. If people want to know more about your band, where do they go?
Why this is supposed to be important, man? Isn't it? Isn't it better to talk about hot dogs?
Yes. Yes.
Is cereal
No,
a soup?
jokes.
Forget about my band. I want to know about cereal.
No, jokes apart, we are super active on the socials. We still hold our social medias. So if you write to Temperance Official on Facebook or to Temperance Official on Instagram. It's us who are actually answering to your questions. We have a website that is www.temperanceband.com, where you also have an email sender, and it's actually us who answer to the emails. So if you want to get in touch with us, it's extremely easy. Just go to our Facebook page, to our Instagram page, to our website, drop us an email, write us whatever you want, and we will personally answer. And as long as we will be able to do it, we want to keep it organic too. We want the band to answer to its own fans. So it's us. That's it.
And when does the record come out again?
In 2 days, on the 24th of January.
And where can people go to get it?
We have a web store straight on our website. There is a direct link to our web store, or you can find it pretty much everywhere: Amazon, eBay, and of course on Napalm Records web store on their website. It is napalmrecord.com.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you for taking the time, my friend. Be well, travel safe.
You're welcome.
We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one, man. Thanks again. That was awesome.
That's a good one.
The hot dog answer was probably the best answer I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah. He was so analytical and ready to roll on that one. That was great.
If the bun is joined, it's a hot dog. If the bun is not joined, it's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich. Crazy.
It made me start thinking, well, what happens if you cook the hot dog, but you cut it in half, and you take two of them and you cut them in half, and then you put them on bread? Is it still a hot dog, or is it now officially a sandwich?
I think it would be a sandwich according to his logic. Nice.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.